So I want to welcome you guys back to another episode. I'm excited to share with you and just have a conversation about a few things. In particular, I want to talk about student achievement and the focus to address teacher and student growth. So one of the things I've seen as it relates to leadership is that there is oftentimes a bit of hesitation to address teachers who need to be groomed in certain areas. Also, teachers who are just downright resistant. Let's just be honest about it. You got some people in the building who you need to do certain types of work, certain quality of work. And we have people who just cannot do it. One, they just lack the capacity to do so. They haven't had the training, but they do have desire. Then you have those who have some capacity, but they don't have the desire and are totally unwilling to put forth the extra effort that is going to take to challenge themselves in an effort to support students' growth and to support an increased amount of student achievement. Now, let's just be honest that we are in the age of accountability. We can't get away from it. So we've got to respect where students are, but we also have to have intentionality and a strategic plan to move them in an upward direction. Yes, it may not be at the level of achievement. It may not be proficient. It may not increase your academic outcomes for the year, but you can see steady growth year to year to year. And in order to do that, oftentimes as leaders, what we're going to have to do is address the elephant, sometimes elephants that are in multiple rooms within your building. So the first thing you got to do is prioritize. What's the first elephant that I have to address? Whose back am I going to jump on first, right? Because I need to be able to steer that elephant in a direction. Sometimes I'm steering that direction to help students. The other times I'm steering that elephant out the door because that elephant can't help me. The elephant is unwilling to help me. The elephant does not want to help me. So why can't you, or why would you continue to put in additional time and training and development and collaboration and coaching, and it's not going to go anywhere? They're not going to do it. They don't desire to do it. They don't want to do it. They don't believe in your vision. They don't believe in your mission. They don't believe in your expectations. Sometimes they don't respect you as a leader. So how can you lead someone who doesn't want to be led? You can't. So what you have to do is find a way to advocate for your students and support that teacher in the best way possible. Now, if that person cannot do it, number one, the first thing you have to do is have to have a conversation with them. Let them know very clearly what it is that you're trying to do in the building. Let them know this is the direction that we're moving in, and all teachers need to be on board with this direction. And then more specifically, you have to discuss what it is that they need to be doing to support that goal. What supports are you going to put in place to help them? Now, one of the first questions that I always ask when I'm in a training or if I'm doing a speaking engagement with teachers and leaders is, tell me about your students. Who are your students? And what do you know to be true about the students that you serve? The next question is, tell me about you. Who are you? What do you believe? How can you support the vision, the mission, or the goal to support students in moving in a direction that will lead to increased student understanding and then therefore ultimately increase student achievement? And you would be surprised that there are times when I'm talking to teachers, they really can't tell me who the students are. Now, the number one reason that is important is because it doesn't give you a focus. You don't have intentionality because you don't know who you're serving. You don't know who you're teaching, and you don't know the capacity in which they can learn. Now, if you don't have relationships with them, because this may be the beginning of the year, have you done research? Have you dug up historical school data? Have you looked at individual student data to say, these are the students that I'm about to engage with. These are the students that I am about to teach. These are the students, leaders in my building that I now have the responsibility of ensuring quality instruction to meet them at their individual needs. So that goes both ways. This is not a conversation I have just with teachers. This is a conversation I also have with leaders. And oftentimes, or on some occasions, neither the principal, the assistant principal, the counselor, nor the teachers can answer that question with any specifics or clarity. I automatically then know the work of moving this school or school improvement, or even just trying to get students to grow is going to be a difficult work because the adults have yet to fully understand their roles and responsibilities and the capacity of their students, which will then dictate the way or the quality of work in which they then engage in. That's a tough conversation. So if you haven't done that yet, if you don't know who your students are, if you don't know who you're serving, go ahead and address that first. Go ahead and dig deep, look into that data to know who's coming to you or who is already currently sitting in your classroom. That may be one of the reasons why you're banging your head against the wall. You're so frustrated, you're overwhelmed because you did not yet fully take the time to get to know the students academically. You're looking at behaviors, you're looking at their social interactions, you're looking at things that get them excited and motivated, but you don't know the type of learner that they are. That is pivotally important. That is foundational. That is then groundbreaking information that you need that's going to really be integrated into your school improvement plan, into your practices, into your professional development. Because if we're walking in rooms and we're teaching at the level of the standard, we know these are high level standards. These are high level expectations. Our students are sometimes 2, 3 grade levels behind. And we're starting to scaffold our instruction at the lowest level of the standard. Well, that's not even where they need to be starting. Your lowest level of scaffolding is still too high for some of your students. And for other students, it's too low. They're ready for more rigorous instruction. They are gifted students. They are advanced students. And you're starting in places where they're actually going to be bored for the next 3 weeks until you finally hit a learning target that says, oh, okay, now I feel like I'm being challenged. Now I feel like, okay, this is something that I'm now interested in, that I'm motivated to do. So number one, who are your students? Next, who are you? What are you bringing to the table? What skills do you possess that's going to help move that needle? And once you identify your strengths and your undeveloped strengths, then guess what you're going to do? You're going to find opportunities for personal, professional development. That's just you. Now, leaders, what you're going to do is provide some differentiated professional development within the building. Every teacher does not need to be sitting in the same professional development. Let me say that again. Every teacher does not need to be sitting in the same professional development because every teacher does not have the same need, nor do they come with the same level of capacity. Respect these professionals to give them a type of learning that challenges them, that addresses their undeveloped areas of strength, and that allows them to leave and implement strategies that make them better professionals. That is the work that we need to be focused on right now in education, making teachers better. Because when teachers experience success, students experience success. And that creates environments where learning is riskful, is worthy, is respected, is valued, and is encouraged. People want to know that they're getting better and they're growing and they're getting smarter and they know more and they can do more so that they can ultimately impact more. There is so much success that is happening in schools every day. But there are many opportunities that are missed because we're not doing focused, strategic, and intentional work. And I believe that we can do a better job of that. We can not only respect students, but we also have to respect teachers. So know when you get on that elephant, some of those elephants are going to be flapping and bucking and be resistant. And so you may have to put that elephant in a new zoo. in a new environment that they can be more successful, that they want to be in, and they can thrive. And those other elements are saying, hey, I want to be here. This is a great place to be. Just give me the tools that I need so that I can survive in this place. I trust you. I believe in you. I see the vision. I see the mission. I also see the challenges that are ahead of us, but I'm up for the challenge. I'm up for the work. I am here to navigate through this terrain with you. We can do it. You cannot do it by yourself, but we can do it together. So give me the critical feedback. I'm ready for the courageous conversations because I want to get better. Those are the people that you have to keep on your team because they believe in the work, but they also believe in the students. We're going to get them there. Not this year. This may not be the year, but in 3 years, we're going to see it. And it's going to be more than just growth. We're going to see increased students in the areas of achievement and mastery, proficiency. And every year after that, we're going to see growth, more growth, more growth. We're moving one kid at a time. We're not just talking about numbers. Yeah, data is data, but you have to realize when you're looking at those numbers, you're looking at somebody's child. That's a human being that's producing that data. So we've got to bring more humanistic aspects to the data that we look at and engage in. Because when they become just numbers, they don't really mean as much. They don't have value. They don't really pull on your heartstrings when you're just looking at numbers. But when you put that 59% up there and then you put the student's name next to that, man, that means a whole lot more because that data now becomes real. And it becomes something that you are more attached to, more committed to, because I can see his face and I can see the struggles and I know his potential. And so I'm going to tap into that potential. So that's what we have to do. We have to just keep tapping. And leaders, you've got some great teachers in the building that are doing really, really good work. Sometimes it can be a little bit more aligned, right? But what you have to do as a leader is keep tapping. On Monday, tap. Don't stop tapping just because it's the middle of the year. Keep tapping on them. Sometimes those little taps are just pieces of encouragement. Those physical touches, those physical taps are just reminders that you can do it. I believe in you. I have your back. I'm here with you in this work. We're doing it together. And sometimes while you're tapping on students and while you're tapping on teachers, go ahead and tap on some of those parents. Some of those parents have never been tapped. And some of them are just waiting for you to reach out and physically connect with them, to touch them, to tap them, so they too can be a part of the solution. And we have to stop seeing them as part of the problem. Oh, they're just like their mom. They're just coming from their home. Their mom doesn't care. Their dad doesn't care. They don't care because you haven't tapped them. So extend yourself to the work. But we've got to start holding people accountable. And we have got to start clearly stating our expectations and then put things in place that help people get better. Stop talking about them. Stop talking about them in staff meetings. Stop talking about them in administrative meetings. Stop talking about them in emails. Stop talking about them in email. If you're not going to help them, stop talking about them. Because it's not making things better. It's just making it worse. And then it kind of gets into a situation where they don't feel valued. And then they can start feeling intimidated and bullied and targeted because all of the things that you're saying to them are negative things. There's not one piece of PL that you put in place where they feel like they're being supported. Stop talking and start tapping. That's what we have to do differently. That's what we have to do better. So this was just a quick tidbit. I want to drop this on you guys today. I just felt this. I've been seeing this. I've been hearing this. I've been experiencing this. So I just wanted to drop this quick bit on you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening on the podcast. This is Dr. Holmes here. You guys know I'm just your community educator. I'm your virtual friend. I'm your auditory influencer for education, just doing my little part in trying to make a difference. If you guys want to reach out to me, feel free to check me out on fullyengaged.com. You can find all of my resources. My contact information is there. Other than that, come back, see me again. I'll be back talking about education. I'm never going to stop, right? Education is sexy conversation. And so I'm going to keep talking about it. Why not have those adversations that you need to have all the time, but we want to have them in everyday settings because it is great conversation. So until then, guys, be safe, be blessed. I'll see you soon. Bye.